3 years ago today, Donald Trump was sworn into office.
President Trump, he rarely sleeps, and as a consequence, his aides don't get much rest either.
You hear of aides sort of gaming. They're going to come in and they're doing a policy briefing and they have charts and pictures and ways to engage the president.
The officials described futile attempts to keep his attention by confining some briefing points to 2 or 3 sentences and repeating his name and title as frequently as possible.
There's a quote from a U.S. official: "It's like feeding a baby his medicine in yogurt or applesauce."
Sources tell CNN that Mr. Trump routinely complains about these high-profile gatherings and questions why he has to go.
Complaining that during past summits, too much time has been spent discussing the oceans and the environment, and not enough time has been devoted to letting him brag about his achievements.
Senior officials cancel plans and race to the White House to prevent the president from enacting his latest wacky or destructive idea.
During one hurricane briefing at the White House, Trump said, I got it. Why don't we nuke them?
He also talked about fortifying a border wall with a water-filled trench stocked with snakes or alligators. And he wanted the wall electrified with spikes on top that could pierce human flesh.
President Trump has reportedly on multiple occasions expressed interest in buying Greenland from the Danish government.
Trump remarked, "Why is Seoul so close to the North Korean border?" Referring to the inhabitants of Seoul, Trump said they have to move. The officials in the Oval Office weren't sure if Trump was joking. Trump repeated they have to move.
Once on the grounds of Washington's home, Trump told the people around him if he was smart, he would have put his name on it. You've got to put your name on stuff or no one remembers you.
Mattis found the president to be of limited cognitive ability.
He stumbles, slurs, gets confused, is easily irritated, and has trouble synthesizing information.
Trump wanted tanks for his July 4th Salute to America celebration, and he will get tanks.
White House officials are worried there won't be a big enough crowd to keep the president happy.
Several senior officials say televised briefings stopped because of worry President Trump would get angry if he saw something he didn't like.
The president lashed out at the military brass, saying, quote, "You're a bunch of dopes and babies."
The president even made fun of the director's looks, calling him Dumbo because of his ears.
President Trump refers to him as Mr. Rogers.
Trump also made fun of U.S. allies South Korea, Japan, and the European Union, mimicking Japanese and Korean accents.
Democrats accuse President Trump of having a temper tantrum, prompting a lineup of his top aides to vouch for him.
Kellyanne, what was my temperament yesterday?
Very calm, no temper tantrum.
One senior national security official told Jake Tapper, quote, "Everyone at this point ignores what the president says and just does their job."
A Republican source who is in the room, he is not in control of himself. It is all yelling and screaming.